Happy New Year, everybody. Happy 2020. Welcome to the Basic Joomla Tutorials YouTube channel for the first time in a new decade. Some people are arguing it doesn't start till 21, but whatever. Hey there, Joomla fans. Tim Davis here. I'm a Joomla fan too, and I appreciate you, those of you that are tuning in live for today's live stream. Watch Me Work live stream number 60 here on the Basic Joomla Tutorials YouTube channel. Appreciate your support of the channel all through last year, and we've gone. I hope we have an exciting year ahead, just building on past successes. Today is my second annual look at my plans for success in 2020. Last year, of course, I did 2019, and it's not going to be one of those regurgitation things where everyone just says, "Oh, here's how to be successful in 2020," and repackages stuff from the previous year or stuff that we all know. In fact, I'm going to review some of my goals from last year and then also go over this year. So thanks for tuning in. If you're watching live, say hi in chat as people are saying hi. Hello, Chuck, Tom, Bredsy, Johan. Yes, Happy New Year to all of you. Some of you, it's afternoon. Here, it's like 11 o'clock in the morning. And some of you in Europe, it is into the evening. So all around the world, that is great. So I hope that you had a good New Year's Eve. Do tell me if the sound is out of sync, and we can try to fix that if that is happening. Yes, 8 o'clock local time for Johan. Yeah, what was my New Year's Eve like? It was a big windstorm here in my city, here in southern Vancouver Island, and in fact, power went out across the way. Now, across the way, I mean by the gravel pit that is being developed into a neighborhood now. It's a large gravel pit. I think one of the 10 largest in Canada it was. Anyways, so a lot of people did not have power, but we did have power. So we hung out here with my granddaughter, who was 5. We started a movie around 10 o'clock. She was still going. Baby Boss was hilarious, by the way. And then, around 11:30, she pretty much lost it. That was a little too late for her. So then my wife and I had something nice to snack on. New Year's came in, we watched a bit of TV, and then we went to bed. So fairly non-eventful, and yet it was a fun and unique one for us here. So sounds in sync for you also. Okay, great. Hello, Valerie. Happy New Year to you. So, without much further ado, also, I did get my new fireplace installed yesterday, and I have a little remote for it here, which is great, because I just noticed it's starting to get warm here, so I can actually turn that down. There we go, yeah. Excellent. That's what I was hoping for. Yes, also, let's not just talk enough about me. What do you think about me? Let's also talk about your goals. You guys feel free to share along the way, and then we'll just hang out and see what comes up. All right, on the right screen. Yeah, if I haven't already said it, you guys know the drill. Head on over to basicjoomla.com/giveaways. Sign up for the newsletter and enter into this month's draw. Once you're signed up for everyone. Automatically selected. And I'll be selecting a winner for December very soon. And thanks to our sponsors, people giving prizes and that. I'm going to go over them just quick here. MySites.guru, Phil Taylor's site. Awesome site. You see me use it a number of times. He is, of everyone on here, has been with me the longest in this contest, and I appreciate the membership, the 1 year membership, or 1 month to manage 1 year membership to manage one Joomla site or WordPress site, and or 1 month to manage multiple sites. So, Joomla Shack donates the a book using Joomla. I must have put it away in my box when I cleaned up or somewhere, or maybe I loaned it to my friend. Anyways, it's how to use Joomla 3.1. That's not the title of it. And it's not Joomla 3.1 or not Joomla 3 for Dummies either, but they all donate a copy every month. JoomDev has a template club membership. J2 Store, a 1 year membership for the pro version of J2 Store. Theme Expert, Quix Page Builder, They are new last month, so that is cool. And I love old time radio. That's what you want to listen to when you're all alone working on your Joomla site. And that's our friend Vinny's site. So thank you to all of them for sponsoring. All right, let's get to the topic. Oh, it's one of my goals this year is to be a little bit quicker to the topic. I'm not doing it today, but this is more of a casual hangout. And also, I can talk more about those other things. All right, I'm just looking on the page here, and I'm going to go chat on right. All right, so let me just quickly go over what my goals were for back in 2019, and so I can evaluate myself. And also, I was going to say too, it's all right if you don't reach your goals. A goal is something to try to hit. I've never been one to set goals, and actually last year, I probably did the live stream on setting goals because I thought it would be a good topic and might be interesting, but also just to have a topic. But oddly enough, by having those goals and also revisiting them during the year, I discovered that they were actually helping me to have them. So this year I was super excited to have goals, and that's. So it's not just a topic this year, but also when I look back, don't start the year out looking back at what you failed to do that you were hoping to make happen. Just move forward. Maybe some things that you want to retry or regroup on, or just move on to new things. And I'm not talking about moral things. If there is something that you want to improve morally or in your relationships or with how you dealt with life. Those are all key things. Today we're just talking about success in our sites and in our business, which is a totally different world than developing ourselves as human beings and growing into people that God has created us to be as human beings. So with that in mind, last year I decided that I was going to cut down on distractions, and there were some that I was going to cut down on, and one was to unfollow Facebook friends that drive me nuts. Those Facebook posts or people who are just, whenever you see their posts, you just like your eyes roll and you just cringe. Just like, oh my goodness, you don't need that constant reminder in your life. So whenever you check your Facebook, if you notice that there are people who are just constantly posting stuff that's not building you up or edifying you, or it's just becoming a distraction, just unfriend them. You don't have to unfollow them. Just unfriend them. So when you unfriend them, unfollow them. Don't unfriend them. You can unfriend them if you want. But if you unfollow them, you remain friends. You just don't see their posts on your feed. And then if they ever go to send you a message, it doesn't, and they don't say, what? Oh, I've been unfriended, and devastate them in some way, possibly. Just unfollow them. And then if they say, oh, did you see the pictures of when I stubbed my toe and it was bleeding all over the cat? And you can say, oh no, I missed that. I didn't see that. No harm, no foul. And then you can always go back and look if you want to see the bloody toe and cat picture. So unfollow Facebook friends or other social media, people who are just, dragging you down. Last year I decided I would deal with email bacon, BACN. That's the emails that you sign up for, but they're just alerts like so-and-so has liked a page, or it's just that constant feed of information. And so I did really well at the beginning of the year on that one, but then I reset all my filters and took a step backwards. But now towards the end of the year, I started using G Suite, and so that set up all my business mail all my cybersalt.com mail goes to that G Suite, and suddenly I hardly have any mail in that folder. And all the other stuff I know is things I have to deal with. So, and I can still do filters on that side of it as well. So, bacon it's better. I was going to ask myself in 2019, when things come up, will this lead when I go to do something? Will this lead to my target hourly rate? Hold on, I've got something happening here in chat. Happy New Year, everyone. Vinny says, have you unfollowed me, Tim? No, I follow you, Vinny. And Happy New Year to you. And Mary says he didn't like your last goat photo, so you're pretty sure he stopped following you. Nope, Mary, I'm following you. Okay, so I decided last year that I would, before I worked at something, I would ask myself, is it going to lead to my target hourly rate? Just to avoid spending my time on things that wasn't going to make the money that I needed to out of my time. And did that work? I think it probably worked to a degree. It's still something I need to work on and perfect, but it is something I'm very much aware of, because when I'm working on stuff that's not making me money, I think, oh, I really should be working on something else. So it's an awareness there. I think maybe it's a struggle that we all have. I kind of mentioned it on Monday. Sometimes even when you're doing the thing that you love, and then it turns out that you're doing it for money, like it was a hobby or a passion, and now you're making full time of it, doing things for money is kind of a drag. I think we're probably, as much as, at least for myself, I'm more interested in the being than the doing. And when you're doing something for free or there's no money in it, I think, at least for me, I feel more, I don't know, I feel more alive or free or whatever. But so I do need to keep focusing on that. One example that I gave, though, was that Amazon, for their affiliate program, all the effort it takes for me to make links or try to promote that, I really only make sense based on the hourly rate. So the other day I was thinking about, Amazon, I should do. Oh no, there's no money in that for me. So okay, so yes, let me just check here. Valerie says, you never knew until just now that you have to refresh your page to see the latest in chat. It should just keep popping up there, unless you fall behind, I think, maybe, Valerie. But as long as that works for you to see the latest in chat, that's good. All right, my plans in 2019, also I talked about lead generation. And so I decided I was going to create and improve video pages for local SEO. And I was going to create and improve pages for narration and tutorial clients. I have done very poorly on that in 2019. I do have a page kind of started for narration tutorial clients, but nothing near what I had pictured that I was going to do in 2019. So that is still something I need to just kind of drag myself into. As far as local SEO, I'm going to, so I didn't do too great on that for lead generation. I did get some leads from my channel in the past year, and also from helping out in forums. Now, I don't go into the forums and say, hey, I can do this, pay me. I go into forums and help people for free and try to develop a relationship with them if that comes out of it. Sometimes it doesn't, and I've just helped them. No worries. I'm not helping just so I can get stuff. But other times, I have been watching for opportunities to suggest that maybe there's things that I could do to help them. So I'm going to talk about more of that for my plans for this year. I mentioned last week, increased block scheduling. So Maintenance Monday scheduled Tuesday scheduled meetings with clients and doing RL videos. Vinny, I did see you promote my channel this week on Facebook, and I appreciate it. That was yesterday. And on that note, Vinny, it really gave me an idea, because I was talking to my wife last night, actually, just before we went to bed, and I said, Vinny promoted my, there's a new guy, a guy new in Joomla in the Facebook group, and he's looking for, he said he was new, and Vinny said, here's a great, here's a channel, and twice a week there's a live stream, and you can ask questions. And when I read that, I thought, yes, of course, that's what this has developed into as well. Because I always think like I have a Maintenance Monday topic, and which until Joomla 4 comes out, I'm kind of getting slim on those topics, but there's things. And then Watch Me Work live stream, it needs a topic and a longer thing. But we have also been asking questions and helping each other, and I thought, what a great evolution of the live streams, to let people know, come on the live stream, ask a question, and we'll help each other. So, which has been happening. So, Vinny, that really helped put my thought together on that. All right, so I didn't do great with block scheduling. I'm probably not going to revisit that this year either, because I just don't do well with setting a schedule like that. I do have my client that I'm doing a YouTube channel for. The video has to be done Tuesday night to go live on Wednesday, even if that changes. So I know, okay, such and such a day, I've got to take a couple of hours to get that out. But as far as having a hard schedule to follow, I think I'm just kidding myself if I try to do that again. So I'm going to take a pass on that for this year anyways. And I was talking about putting together a little flight manual. So a list of things, steps to go through, repetitive things that I do. Again, lists aren't really great for me. So I did start that, but no, not great. So I hope that I hope that this is encouraging for you all, because again, like I said at the beginning, a lot of people just feel bummed out when they look back at the goals that they've set or what they're going to do and it didn't happen. And you know what? It's not who I am. It's not who you are on these work things and task things. So we just keep working. My big one, probably my greatest success from last year, was one of the personal things that I wanted to improve in my life, and that was getting over myself. And specifically, that referred to not giving up so much energy to every little idea or thing that happened, because I really found that was draining me. Missed opportunities, and this went super well for me. I'd give myself like a 95 on it, because I discovered and realized around September I was no longer even focusing on it anymore. It has sort of become second nature. Now, I could lapse back into it easy, but I'll give you an example of something that that did. I don't have it right here. I was going to show you. My kids gave me a Pokemon Gotcha, which basically is a Bluetooth little black plastic thing. It actually goes in a wristband, and you pair it with a phone. And when you're driving around or walking around, it automatically catches Pokemon for you in the Pokemon Go game and spins a disc. And so that they gave that to me for Christmas too. My kids and their spouses gave that to me for Christmas. And so the other night, Susan and I were downtown at a Christmas light display here downtown Victoria, and I was just going to walk around and catch Pokemon and just leave it. You just pay no attention to it. And when I got back in the car, I looked for it and I realized it was gone. And I knew that instead of putting it back in its little wrist thing, I just left like the little plastic bullet thing that it is. And I'd had it in my hat, and I put my hat in my pocket, and I thought, oh no, I've lost that. And I'm out with my flashlight, with my phone with a flashlight on, looking around the car, hoping it fell there. And then suddenly I had this panic in my mind, which was like, oh no, what if I can't find this? This is just going to bother me forever. So devastated, because it's so nice. The kids gave it to me. What if I da-da-da-da-da? And then I realized, no. Don't give away all that energy to it. If it happened, it happened. It's just a thing. They gave it to you. It'll be, you'll miss having that thing, but you can just go get another one. And so just like calm down and get over yourself. And I didn't even think get over myself. So that is something that has become much more second nature for me. And I'm super happy about that, because there's always things that come along that can rob us of that focus, and we just think, oh, that's not it's just not worth the energy. So that's sort of what I was looking at last year in 2019. So I did well on some things, okay on others, and terrible on them. So I don't know, how did you guys do last year? Let me just catch up on chat here before I move on. What would you rank yourself as far as reaching your goals that you had at the beginning of last year? Keeping in mind that all the business ones and things that I've been talking about, they're not who you are, so it's a score that doesn't really matter. Although it does contribute, those things do contribute to our lives. All right, here's my goals for 2020. Look at that here. I just need to change one thing here, because I did not rename this file, and I don't want to wipe out something that should still be there. All right, so I'm going to start out this year again with the focus on distractions to diminish, and I'm going to unfollow Facebook friends. at the top of that, because I still do find there are people that I need to just unfollow. I do it more regularly now. But maybe even today, just look at your feed and think, oh, that person, I don't remember who that person is, or oh yeah, they're always posting that stuff that's bothering me. Like I said before, just unfollow them. Get rid of that distraction out of life. Maybe it's someone you follow on Twitter. I think on Twitter you can still follow, but you just don't see their posts. Could be wrong about that though. LinkedIn, whatever. So that is a distraction, and I will keep diminishing over time. Another distraction that I'm going to try to get rid of is I watch way too much YouTube. It's easy for us sitting at a computer to have something on. Music is great. I love old time radio playing in the background. That is great. But to have a video up on another monitor, and usually YouTube, we're always watching stuff that we're really interested in. I just found it's become a huge distraction, and some of the late nights I've had, because I've been doing something that takes half an hour to do if I concentrate it, but I've watched 2 hours of some guy metal detecting World War II battle sites or plane crash sites or stuff like that. And I've realized that I spend way too much time doing that. It's too much of a distraction. So that is a distraction that I'm going to diminish in 2020, is just watching so much YouTube. I mean, there's so much on YouTube that's so great and so interesting, but gonna have to reel that in. The other distraction that I'm going to diminish, and I'll speak about this at the end because it's more in line with the whole get over myself thing. I am going to cut back and trim on emotional overinvestment in things in my business. And I'm going to talk about that more later on, but that is a distraction that I want to diminish because I'll talk about more later. So let me just see here. Vinny didn't make any, so he didn't fail at any. He's unfollowed a lot of people who post ignorant political posts on either side. And YouTube is your weakness too. Maybe you should shut this live stream off. Yeah, shut it off right after it ends. You've been trying to use brain.fm more as a way to help concentrate on things. Okay. Brain.fm. We'll check that out later on. Remind me if I don't get to that, remind me. Okay. All right, so those are distractions I'm going to work on diminishing. Now, next thing is I'm going to really focus. I talked last year about lead generation. And how did not... oh, yeah, I talked a little bit. Yeah, so this year I've set a goal. I mentioned it earlier. I've set a goal to pick up 3 new management clients per month in 2020. So 36 new clients. And so on my management programs, I've got a $100, a $200, a $99, a $299, and I think the other one's $499. I'm still learning them. In fact, I can just very quickly take a look at right here, and I'll tell you what the other one is here. Services, management packages. It's going to be $499, I'm pretty sure. Yes. And so my goal is to sign up 3 new people each month, 36 in a year, for at least my level 1 Joomla management package or other management package. I'm going to do one for Moodle. I'm going to do one for the other CMS that we mentioned from time to time. Basically, looking for people who, for a retainer of $99 a month, I will do their security updates. I'll include hosting. I'll do a bunch of other things and give them an hour of labor per month that they can send things for their sites. Or on level 2, I've got 3 hours and extra hours on that. I come at a discount. And I could just kind of show you guys what I'm working on right here. I still need to add other features to level 2 and level 3 here. But yeah, $99 a month. Extra hours are $90 per, which is basically what my thing is. my hourly rate is $2.99. Comes with 3 hours labor per month. Extra hours are $85. $4.99, 6 hours of labor. Extra hours $80. Now $4.99 seems like a large amount, but I've created that there, so it's an option for people to go for. Now I don't know if you have ever fished halibut out here on the West Coast. We have halibut, big. Probably for those of you, it's like a sole fish. It's flat. In fact, they when they mature at a certain point, when they become adult fish or whatever, instead of having eyes on both sides of the head, the one eye moves around up to the top and they just become flat fish. Out here we fish for halibut with salmon heads. So you catch a salmon, you catch a bunch of salmon which are swimming by, you troll for them, or you can jig for them. But because halibut are flat fish, on the bottom you want to drop down their bait and you just bob it along the ground, and when you're fishing for them you're anchored, and so it's just the current that makes it bob around. If you fish with a large head off of a salmon, you don't hook smaller halibut. And so my reason for having a $499 per month level there advertised is because someone might say, yeah, that's exactly what I'm looking for. I want those 6 hours. I want all of those features. And even though there's going to be people who will think, oh, I don't need $4.99, maybe that will drive them to the $99 and think I only need that. But having it there makes it possible. Having that there makes it possible for a bigger potential client. I was going to say fish, but I don't want to just treat them like fish. Potential for, if there's a bigger client, see that they will say, yeah, I'll go with that package. Now, and so for my goals on the 3 new management clients per month, if someone signs up for the level 2 hosting management package, not hosting, but management package, which is $2.99, I'm going to count that as 3 new clients. So basically my goal is to increase my monthly income by $3,600 a month, which is probably just replacing actually what I was getting approximately before I went full time in Joomla. So with my other role, that's about what I was getting per month, and I've not replaced that. My Joomla stuff is up a little bit, but anyways, that's one of my goals. And yes, halibut is used in a lot of fish sticks, Vinny. It is. It's a lot of meat on that. So my goal is $3,600 of new monthly income on management packages. And in order to do that, I'm going to have to generate leads. I'm going to have to make an effort to reach that. I can't just wish it to happen. And so here's some of the things that I'm going to do. One thing is I'm going to be more intentional in pitching my services to people. I think sometimes I fall into the trap where I know that I can do things and help people and talk and I'll say, well, I can do that for you. Oh yes, I've done that. I know what you're talking about. I've done that I have a client I do that for. But never really saying something like, would you be interested in hiring me to do that for you, and taking that burden off of your mind so you can concentrate on other business things. Just putting myself out there, turning from being very passive and listening and hoping that people will like me and think, hey, would you do this for me? Because that doesn't really work. They just, one of the personal flaws in my life is that, and this has like gone on for decades, my whole life, was that if people liked me, I thought I was doing well. And that if people liked me, then everything was good with respect to what my job or role was in their life as well. And I have found out the hard way a number of times, even recently, that people liking you is not the same as people appreciating what you do or thinking that what you do, you're doing well in their estimation. People liking you is people liking you. And I think that so anyways, that is a weakness of mine where I always come from. I often come from or fall back on. And so what makes me hesitate to speak to people and say, hey, would you like me to do this for you? Or would you like to hire me for this? Or I would love to manage that project for you if you would like to talk about what that would look like and what it would cost. I kind of just think that I'm out there, if people like me, they'll know, and that will draw them, and they'll raise it, and then that will be great. So I guess maybe it's almost like I want to be courted instead of me doing the courting, trying to establish a business relationship with someone. So I need to become more intentional. And one of the things that really I saw a couple of weeks ago that I thought was really interesting, and I'm gonna take this course this year. It's this right here. We've all seen those master. That's not the screen I want. There we go. We have all seen the masterclasses that are being offered by masterclass.com. This came up as an ad on Facebook. This guy, Chris Voss, teaches the art of negotiation. He is a very successful and one of the most successful FBI hostage negotiators. And when I watched the ad for his class, I thought, you know what? I think I would like to take that class. I would like to watch and listen. Now, to clarify, I don't want to take his course to manipulate people. All right, and part of that FBI negotiation process is getting people to do what you want them to do. I don't want to do, which is great. Listen, if you're being held hostage by a crazed gunman, you're not worried too much about the morality of the FBI tricking him into doing something that they want him to do to save your life. So I'm not talking about that. That's all good. But what I don't want to learn tricks to manipulate people to do things that aren't in their best interest, or that they don't really need, or it's not. I think it's immoral to manipulate people to get what they have simply because you want it, regardless of whether it's good for them or whether they're involved or tricking them. But having said that, I think there's plenty of room for me to grow. As I mentioned, that I need to be more intentional. Plenty of room for me to grow, to learn how to be intentional and how to pick up on what people want, and also how to lead them to a solution that is going to be really good for them and that involves me. And so again, I just want to keep falling back on that. For all of us, when we're trying to get new clients, we bring the integrity to that negotiation. We want the other people to deal with us with integrity, but we need to have the integrity about whether we're even, we get to as much as someone chooses whether to hire us or not, we also need to choose whether it's a client that we want to hire, that we want to take on to work for. And part of that is deciding if we're the best person for them or best solution for them. It may be that they're going to hire us to find another solution, which is another thing. But so anyway, so I need to become more intentional, and I need to have a better pitch. I need to have a better communication and back and forth with people. And in order, if I'm gonna add 3 new clients per month this year, I need to put myself out there. I've learned this at the Chamber of Commerce, watching people who are good at this. And there's been a couple of times too where I have been helping people, and I've noticed that they're maybe flustered. It's not an area they're strong in, or I maybe even suggest something they should do they go, oh wow, I never thought of that. That's a great opportunity, and I'm trying to take it more often now. And I've said to them, if you want, I'm available. If you want to hire me to handle that for you, or hire me to train you to do that, then that is an option. And then that puts the idea there at that moment. And so it's one of those things, putting ourselves out there. And so I need to become more intentional, better pitch person. All right, some other things I want to try for getting more leads is my Google business page. If we go to my Google business page, let's go to CyberSalt here. if we go here, okay, here's my Google business page. Here's what, when I search for CyberSalt, it comes up here. It says open 24 hours. It's got my phone number. There's so much more that I could do here. There's a map, and here's my house here, and this is the high school that's next to us, so it's not anywhere near. Well, it's across the gravel pit for me. But, Google, as you can see here, when people search, they might not even get to your page because Google is serving up things to them too. This is sort of an option for us to have ahead of time. And we've talked about it before on the site, on live streams before. But this year, I'm going to try to get some more business through my Google business page. And that includes getting people to, give me reviews, but just posting regularly. At some point this week, in the next couple days, I'm going to post something, and I'm going to put a sale up for some product or some service. I haven't decided yet. But I just want in 2020 to start taking advantage of my Google business page as a tool that's there, and as a way of generating leads. All right, let's go to the chat on right here. There we go. Next, another thing, ads on my own site. I guess I'll switch back for this here to. There we go. So, for instance, mentioned this too in the past as well, but this is my cybersalt.org site. Funny cat pictures, sermon illustrations, content that other people have written, and when you get into them, let's see. So let's go entertainment, funny pictures, funny Christmas pictures. All right, and then we're going to go into here, Christmas tree pack. Okay. So here we go. Here's a whole bunch of Google ads that run here, and here's how you should put your tree away this week. By the way, if you have a place to put your tree away, just wrap it up in plastic. Save putting away all the ornaments. Although be careful of glass ones. Anyways, as you see, I've got a Google ad here and Google ads here, and I think I'm making. This is ads on my own site. I think I'm making about. I remember I'm making about $75 a month. I haven't checked what it was this month, but $75 to $100 a month, and that's with a lot of traffic and a low click-through rate, or whatever click-through rate is. So I think what I need to do is start making some of my own ads and putting them on these pages, trying to get just seeing what leads that I can generate. Is it going to cost me some money? Yes, $75 to $100 a month. But if I can pick up a new client in month one, and they go with the $99 management package, I'll make that $99 each month throughout the year without running the ads. So it's something I've thought about for years. I need to just use my own traffic on this site to better advantage for myself to build up something that's more residual in income. Because don't forget, what may come out of a new client, they might have referrals, or there might be even more business. They might say, yeah, $99 a month is what I'm looking for, but I have some special needs for next month, and can you help me out? I'm going to need 4 or 5 hours. And then I'm way ahead of what is happening with advertising. Now, this is still an okay model for income generation, Google AdSense, but you have to work so hard at it on your site, and adding content and setting up properly. Like, to set up a page properly, even once the content is there, takes about an hour, and and that's just not where I'm focusing on things, because I need to make more than $5 a day off of a new page that I've made. Now, you have 100 new pages. If you can make $5 a day off of each new page, which is very hard. Maybe if you make $100 a day off of each new page after it's been made, sure, that's $100 a day. But that is tough slugging, and which was great as a side hustle for me, because I could do that and tried to build up that happening. But now that I'm full-time, I've got to follow the money where it is right now. All right, what's happening here? All right, so ads on my own site. Also, chat on, right? All right, ads on my own site. There's a local Facebook group here in my community, and they have started posting a small business or a small business weekly post stream on Saturdays. So I'm going to start posting my services in that each Saturday and have something to offer with a special discount for people that are in my community. A lot of those people that are in that Facebook group, and it's like a community watch group, and they report like, oh, there's a bear over by such and such a school, the kids are being kept inside, stuff like that. But a lot of those people are trying to start out small businesses themselves or have a side hustle, and I quite often see that they don't have a web page, and I think they would be ideal for $99 a month for me to manage a website for them. My idea is to have a very core-based Joomla site for them, and I can get them started at $100 a month. They send the content, I get that all happening, and then as that comes in, I can just add things. And of course, they can buy extra hours if they want. If they suddenly say, hey, my business is growing, I need an appointment booking system, then I can set something up and say, yeah, I can set that up for you and figure out what the cost is and grow it from there. So that's another place where I'm going to look for leads in my local Facebook community group and pitch things there. The other thing for the last thing that I've got here for lead generation is I'm going to, in 2020, I'm going to make 312 new videos. 312 new videos. Oh, look at that. Huh? Bad hair day. Bad hair year so far. And so here, let me explain sort of what my goal is on that. First of all, of the 312 new videos, and I got that number, that's 6 videos per week. I'm going to include the 2 live streams that I do every week. So that takes 104 out of the equation. So now I'm down to 208 new videos each week. Oh, sorry, this year. I like the live stream, and they're going to stay the same. But without other videos being added to my channel, people have the impression that, oh, the videos on Tim's channel are all too long. And yeah, I even noticed a couple of weeks ago when I posted a very quick, brief video of something because for whatever reason, and I got really positive feedback saying, "Oh, that was very concise. That was a really good video. Enjoyed that." And I have other videos like that on my channel. I just don't make them because I'm always in catch-up mode. But the tutorials and the videos that I make for clients are helpful for generating leads, and also clients pay me to make private videos for them, not that kind of video, private tutorials on their own site that you wouldn't want to put publicly to show information or that. So that is something that's a key thing in my business model. And so I need to make more of those videos. I don't know what it is, because it's something, they turn out well, I get good feedback on them, but I just have a mental block sometimes, like, oh, I should make a video, I should do that video for the, and it's just like, I don't know what it is. I don't know if I'm being too much of a perfectionist. I don't know if it's too hard for me to just slow down and do that, because I just need to refocus on things. But I realized as we approached this new year, I thought, okay, I have to slay whatever that monkey is on my back about putting out lots of videos and getting them done and working on them. I just have to overcome that. So I thought, okay, I'm going to set a goal, 312 new videos in 2020. I hope that this is different than me setting a goal, like create a list of that. But there's so many things that can be done. When Joomla 4 comes out this year, I think that that's going to be helpful too. There'll be lots of videos to be made. But there's always things, I'm doing things like, oh, I should do a video of this. if I, I think by having this goal, when I do something, realize, oh, I should just make a quick tutorial on this. If I actually just do it and upload it and can get into the rhythm and get out of my head space, whatever it is that keeps me from doing that, that is going to accelerate my channel and hopefully bring new leads for my business. And also it's just helpful for the community and it's helpful for clients. So I really would like to get my YouTube channel up to 4,000 hours watch time in the last 365 days. That's sort of like an emotional or mental goal or hurdle to reach for YouTubers. It allows you to monetize, so you can put ads on. I don't know if I would even do that because it would only be a couple dollars a month, but it would allow for some other features that people might take advantage of as well. So 312 new videos, 6 a week, including live streams. Oh, and client consults. So I've got a note there. If so if I meet with a client or I pitch them something, send them a private video, that I'm going to count as a video as well. All right. Hey, let me see. Tom says, have I thought of running a second channel for just the topics without the discussions afterwards? Maybe a basic Joomla tutorial clips or learn Joomla to the point to get more interest. I have, the second channel would be, I think running the channels and keeping them going and promoting them is sort of a bit of a duplication and kind of hard. But I do think if I can offset what I'm going to try to do is by adding more prepared videos that are smaller and tighter on the topic, then people will know, oh, that's the channel where it's got lots of tutorials and he live streams twice a week, instead of just like, oh yeah, he live streams and the videos are super long. So the other thing too is that watch time is something that YouTube pays attention to. So when we have a great time hanging out for 2 hours on a chat, and the first 5 minutes has been, say, a Maintenance Monday topic, YouTube just sees that video that, afterwards, it's the first 5 minutes that get watched and gets dropped off. So they don't promote it as much, which is fine, because that's not I don't want to just say, okay, no more chat because I want just I just want the 5 minutes so that I get more promotion. But those other videos, if I put shortened ones and revisit the themes of past Maintenance Mondays, I think I've mentioned that before, then those videos will get promoted. And as people subscribe, they'll see them going live, and maybe they'll, not go on live, but they'll know that just happens, but they're getting the other tutorials. So, yes, Valerie, you'd have more, says I'd have more subscribers with concise videos. I agree, Valerie, and I've every now and then people bring it up, and I don't only just have long videos and live streams because I think that's the way to go to build the channel. It's just a matter of where I spend my time in that. So, Vinny, am I worried that doing Joomla 3 videos now will be obsolete when Joomla 4 comes out? I'm not. Yeah, I thought about that a little while ago. I think what I will do is I will probably move all my Joomla 3 videos into a playlist, which will just say Joomla 3 videos, and I'll just start doing Joomla 4 videos. And eventually I think that people will, excuse me, that people will just be searching for Joomla and they'll see the most recent videos, and those will start getting more watches. You bring up a good point, and this is something that I've been wanting to suggest for a while. On Monday, if you guys were watching the live stream or watched the replay, you know that actually 2 weeks today I'll be in Spain at a meeting with a bunch of Joomla types from around the world to talk about Joomla 4 and where it's going and what's next and different things. And one of the things that I'm going to suggest is that on the Joomla forums that we just either delete or hide all of the threads about Joomla 1.5 and Joomla 2.5, because I don't think it's helpful to people that are trying to learn Joomla when they search for something and they end up keep getting directed to posts for Joomla 1.5, for instance. And so I think, as long as 3 is still supported, we should have the support for 3. There's no need to support there's no need to offer support for 1.5. I know some developers are still developing for it. There's the occasional one, but if we're so intent on stressing that people should use the current Joomla version for security reasons, we should just not be. We shouldn't. Those forums should not be a distraction there. And so, as far as Joomla 3 videos go, if I find that the Joomla 3 videos are becoming, for instance, are getting found a lot in search results, but not getting watched, I do have the option to unpublish them. So they would still be available in the playlist if people are looking for them, but they would no longer come up in search results. So yeah, that's a good point, Vinny, and I am open to hiding the version 3 ones as 4 moves along and more is there. So so there will be a lot of people who won't upgrade. There's still sites running on 2.5 and even 1.5. Yes, yeah, and people aren't going to upgrade, and I guess they'll still find help somewhere. But yeah, so we'll see what they think about that. I don't know. Maybe there's something I don't realize about taking those down. But that's something I thought about for a long time. Oh yeah, Tom says it'd be good to suggest promoting my content on Reddit. I got bullied on Reddit years ago. I was posting some of my content for another site in an appropriate area, and people are mean on Reddit. So I've not posted my stuff in Reddit. I don't go on Reddit and look in Joomla, but I'm going to take that. I'm going to take that tip, because maybe I should spend some more time in there and do some sharing and posting, and then possibly it would be okay for me to share, some of my stuff. But I'll tell you, Reddit is mean, man. If you just go in there and start posting your own stuff, so I've kind of just shied away from Reddit. But having said that, everybody, I don't think anyone will get mad at you if you post my stuff on Reddit if you think it's helpful. But maybe Reddit is something I should the Joomla I should pop in there and be more a part of as well. That's a good tip. I might add that. Let me just right click this right now. Copy that link address. I'm going to post that just here in my goals and see if that's that might be, that's something yeah, I like that. Okay, let's see here. Reddit Joomla. Okay. All right. I like that tip, Tom. Okay. Change my glasses here again. Tom says, I know you're talking about your main business. More promotion, you might get people who would rather have you do their website. Yes. Yes. And if they're aware of that, yes. If they're aware of me doing things, or I have had some contact from people who find me on YouTube and will contact me through Facebook. And they're looking for help. Sometimes they're students working on a Joomla course. They're making web pages in university. So I do get contacts in that, and more promotion could lead to that. Valerie, creating timestamps for backlog of your mostly long videos is a huge amount of work. Subscribers appreciate it, but I don't know how YouTube awards you or not. Creating timestamps for a backlog of your mostly long videos is a huge amount of work. How do you mean? Oh, yes. Okay, so a tag system or something for getting to a certain topic. Yes. And that, again, my basicjoomla.com, I'm way behind on posting videos to that. And that could actually be a good option for me to to help to come up with a tag system for people to go to. In YouTube, there's no way really to click on it. There's playlists that you have to certain things. But yeah, having the shorter recapping the video topics, that could help. Having them on the Joomla site, on my basicjoomla.com site, with a tagging system that will help attract people to that, or even putting in videos for more information, to see more videos on such and such a topic, click here. That could send them. Also, in descriptions in videos, and maybe you guys are just going to mention this. Yeah, in descriptions of a video on YouTube. So, if, for instance, in the description at the beginning it says I can post welcome, enter the contest, and if you put the minute and second, just type. So, for instance, type 5:31 for 5 minutes 31 seconds. That becomes a hot link, and then people can go directly to that spot. So I could do that. That's probably let me just put that in here. Add minute second links to video descriptions. As I redo themes from the past, I could actually do that on videos and just say, the topic starts here, and then have another link that says we hang out and chat afterwards, and just have that there. And then when people see the description, they can just click on that one little bit. And I think that YouTube actually picks up on those little time signals and will do grouping for it as well. So that's a good tip too. I've added Reddit, and I've added that tip too here for lead generation. I like that. Someone who visits your main, Valerie, you wonder if YouTube doesn't like that people jump in and out of video watching, so timestamps might ultimately hurt you. No, I don't think that YouTube's gonna be bothered by that. In fact, I think that if you have a video where, say, out of 100 people that view it, say 50 click on a link to go to a certain spot, Google will actually recognize that. In fact, let me show you something here. Maybe do we want to keep, because there's one more topic I want to talk about. Yeah, okay. Let's see here. Let me bring this up here. And let's go to YouTube Studio. 1,607 subscribers. That's down one since I began the stream. Right screen, right computer screen. Okay, so if we go to video, let me just see what. Let's try this one here. Here's video analytics for this is Monday's live stream. Let's see, this is too new to have anything on retention. Let's check out this video here. And here's where whoops. Here's where live streams are. What was one that we had going here? Maybe it was this quick live stream I did about the live bulletin. Let's check this out. Yes, so for instance, here's audience retention. So at the beginning of the video, we've got here, let's see if we got see more here. Really not much better. So at the beginning of the video, 98% of people are watching, and that is where the countdown starts. So then notice it quickly drops down, blah, 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 and then at the 1 minute mark, it jumps up. And then it kind of goes along, and then here at the 150 mark, 57% of people watching this make it that far. And then blah, 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 blah. It kind of drops off. Google sees this and probably says, oh, look, there's a lot of people looking at this here, or start here. They will look at the subtitles in the English, or subtitles in the language, and they will look at patterns, and they may actually deliver people there. But as I remember now, I think you have to have the time stamp in there for Google to see that it's a thing. But just to answer what you were raising, Valerie, I don't think that Google penalizes because people watch at the beginning and skip to somewhere else. Because YouTube just wants people watching, and if there's something in the middle that a lot of people watch, they'll pay attention to it. Vinny, when I do my live streams, I could keep track of topics and timestamps so you can easily edit portions or create links. Yes, I could. Doing it on the fly, I kind of get into my whole little live streaming head mindset. So yeah, something. Having said that, there would have to be a concise point where I thought, oh, now we're going to talk about something else, and I would make a note and the time and work on it. And I guess for our live streams, the farther we get into it, it's just us, right? Us being the regulars. So we're not gonna, you guys aren't gonna mind if we say, hey, let me just make a timestamp for that. So that's something that I'm gonna add that to make on the fly. Yes. All right. Okay, so let's get back to comments here. Yeah, maybe that's something that you guys could help with. That would be great. I also realized too, I don't have any goal for this year, but is that eventually I'm gonna have to hire someone to help me out with some of this stuff. I was thinking, like, when I narrate a course for my client, which is great work, and I enjoy it. I do the narration, but I do the file saving, I do the editing, I do a whole bunch of things. And I thought, man, it would be more efficient if I had, in a studio where someone's running a board and you're just doing you got the voice talent, and they're saying, read this again, and they're doing clipping right away, and you could just focus on the one thing that you're doing. And so I do hope to, I would like to get to that point someday. I have to say, though, accounting is the very first thing that I need to get help with in my business, though. All right, so, alrighty, let's go to this last topic here. This is my big self-improvement topic of 2020 to focus on. Last year, remember, it was get over myself. This year, it is this: stop being emotionally over-invested in clients. And now I'll explain that. I read this quote a couple of weeks ago that summed it up really well for something that I noticed is going on with me in my business. And that is, here's the quote. Allison, hello. Yes, Allison says, hell yes. And this is the quote that I saw. Never allow someone to be your priority while allowing yourself to be their option. Okay? Never allow someone to be your priority while allowing yourself to be their option. Now, again, we're talking business here. We're talking business here. And so what I mean, I want to clarify, there are times in relationships with our loved ones or families or friends or even strangers where it's not dysfunctional or wrong to put more into helping them than you're getting. There's nothing wrong with that. That's a selfless love. That can reach a problematic level when you're stuck and you're doing it because you need to do it to get a sense of self-worth or to feel good about yourself. Then that's not unconditional love. So to give more to someone than you're getting back unconditionally, that's healthy. But to do it because you need it, now you're not doing it unconditionally. You're doing it because there's a condition and you need it, and that's not healthy. So I don't want to just say this quote, never allow someone to be your priority while allowing yourself to be their option. I don't want to just say that in a blanket way, because there's times when the people truly do need us and they can't give us back equally for what we're giving them. Maybe they can't give anything, and that is fine. That is us being who we're made to be at our finest when we help others that can't help us back. but it has to be unconditional. If we're doing it because of our own need, that's where we get trapped, and we maybe end up even hurting the other person because they just slip into their role of giving, of not giving. That's their role. And we slip in the role of giving, and nobody gets help. So, be discerning in your personal lives and relationships with respect to that. So for me, what I've been noticing with my clients, with some of my clients, is that I'm overly emotionally invested in them, in doing a good job for them because I feel good about it. And as I mentioned earlier on the stream, when I feel good about that, when I think that people like me, I think that equates to them thinking that I'm doing a good job and that they appreciate it and that there's loyalty or fidelity there from them because look at all the great things I'm doing for them and the great job I'm doing for them, all these extras. They must appreciate that. The problem is that usually happens is that the only person that really can see those extras and see that effort and see the feeling that's being put into it is ourselves, is me, myself. Especially because if you, and this, I'm just going to out myself here. Remember, I saw John Cleese in November, and the theme of his show, we talked about that was why there is no hope. And that is because 90% of people in a profession don't realize they're no good at it. And the other 10% are kind of conflicted and too concerned to really give it a go. So in order for us to grow, we have to be willing to see where we are not great at something. And if, it's so easy to trick ourselves into not seeing it. So I'll just put it out plainly. The insanity of doing things extra to show how committed you are to a client, but never telling them about it or never invoicing them for it. Of course, you're doing it for free, and just thinking that they're going to see it. And, it's craziness in my head. So, just looking at some chat here. Allison says, Brene Brown has some great points on this. Giving with the expectation of debt isn't a gift, it's business. Exactly. Vinny says, Pastor Tim has spoken. Allison gets a yup. So I just noticed this craziness going on in my head because I have at least one client, but one client specifically, and I just ended up in December in just mental confusion and turmoil because they are considering other options, and I lay this on myself because my thought was like, man, after all this and all that, blah, 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 and I'm just an option, and that's okay. That's okay in business. Because when people are just looking for the best options for their business, that's just normal. That's healthy for them. Now, if there is a loyalty, if there is a relationship there, then and the person expresses that and acts on it and it's consistent, that's great. Isn't that wonderful when our clients are like that? But I have to be careful of the little spinning microcosm in my head, which is like, oh, I'll just do this for extra, but it's just to help them out because they're going through a tough time. I'm going through a tough time. I'm addicted to eating every day. There's things that I want to do. I just replaced the fireplace in my house here. I have to pay for that. In 2020, I need to dismantle whatever's going on in the framework of my head that makes me overly emotionally invested in the work that I do for my clients, and come back to the normal balance that I'm an option, and for some people I'll be an option for a long time and they'll work with me, and if they change to another option, that's just business. And so that's why it's important to have a broader base of clients that we're working for. But listen, the other thing too is that as I spent days conflicted over what was going on with this client and what just the whole thing, I realized, oh my goodness, I'm not even working on other clients. I'm so distracted by this. There's so much on my mind. That is just killing my productivity for getting other leads, for working on other clients. And oddly enough, it's funny because one of the things I did yesterday, being the last day of the year, was I kept remembering people I had to invoice for work for. I'd done a couple of hours work for them. I thought, okay, now I'll move on to this next thing, or my mind's distracted. And I wanted to invoice them in the same calendar year that it was done. And I realized, oh, you know what? I need to work for a client and then invoice them and then move on. And work for a client, invoice them, move on. And if someone comes along, a nonprofit or someone, they say, hey, we're having some struggles here. Could you help us out and we'll pay you next month? Sure, there's room for that for us to decide with other people. But really, what I need to do is not add so much emotional attachment to the work that I'm doing, because it's only for my own benefit, and in the end, it ends up being for my own detriment. And I'm not saying, oh, like that saying, no good deed ever goes unpunished. I'm not saying that. Maybe something happens, or a client calls up that has regular business with you, and it's like, oh, I can't do this, and it's like, have you plugged it in? Have you unplugged it and plugged it back in, and it works? And think, okay, 5 minutes, no problem, I'll just help them. But it's just like that, just a little thing. But I just have to get out of this headspace here. So, Vinny said he had a client call you the other. You had a client go for another option cheaper, but came back to you. Tom was talking about that as well. He had a client who went with a different way, and now he's got them back. Allison, you had a client that was really close to leaving many years ago, 2.5, because you'd gotten sick and didn't do something fast enough, that they didn't think that you'd done it fast enough. A year later, they begged you to take them back. Excellent. Yeah, that's the other thing too, is maybe a client doesn't appreciate what they can see. Maybe they don't know to appreciate it. Maybe we're doing such a great job, it seems like, why am I paying for this? It doesn't seem to have to do anything. And that's going to happen. So that's great that you got them back. Ivor's had some customers that know some web experts, in quotes, usually someone they know in their family that will do the job for them. Often they come back. Yes. I've often thought a great advertising campaign would be, we'll fix the website your sister's son built for you. Yeah. And yeah, so, I think that it's really good. Look, the reason that this stuff is complicated for us is because work is something that means something to us. When we feel that we've done a good job, we get a satisfaction, and I believe that's another way that we're created. We're created to work and enjoy the fruits of our hands. And so we don't want, work should never just become, I do this for money and then I have my life. Because who wants to live that way? I think pretty much anyone who's doing a side hustle of Joomla or is doing Joomla full time is enjoying working at something that they enjoy. And, bottom line is, when we work, we want to feel that it has accomplished something or means something. So there's always going to be an emotional component to the website work we do for others or for ourselves, because we want to feel that satisfaction. I just have to be careful, and others, I'm sure, have to be careful that we don't get so lost in our emotional need for that it hinders our being successful. And part of being successful would be not only to work and enjoy the work that you're doing and to be paid for it, but also to have a lack of the other conflict and drama and stuff that comes along when things are out of balance. So that's my big business-wise goal for me personally, something that I see that I'm bad at or I need to fix. fix. I don't want to say fix. I need to grow. Yeah, let's be positive. I don't want to kill that off, but I want to grow, and it needs to be pruned, and it needs to be healthy, and that's yeah. So those are succinctly, not really succinctly, because where are we at here right now? An hour and 15 minutes. But those are my goals for success in 2020. Things that I'll work at. And I will do a check-in along the way, maybe one or two, because that was helpful last week. But those are all things I've been thinking of. And I want to thank all of you for not only your great suggestions today, because we've got some things that we added on there, Reddit and add minute and second links in the video descriptions. But I'll tell you, I have grown a lot doing these live streams in my Joomla skills and in ideas and thinking as together we've been collaborating on, when we just hang out and ask questions or share things. I really like these live streams. I almost feel selfish for saying that, but I get a lot out of them, and I get a lot of feel goods out of doing these live streams as well, because I do like to help people. I do like to be helped. I do like to see you guys helping each other as well. So, and as I said earlier, like Vinny had commented yesterday in the Joomla Facebook group. I do want these live streams to be a place too where people can just pop on and ask a question, and we can all hop in there and help them, and that's good for the community, and that's what the word Joomla means altogether. So I really again want to thank you guys for being part of this space and place. Now, Vinny mentioned something further up that we're going to come back for, and just let me go up to the link here. Vinny, Reddit. That wasn't it. What was it, Vinny? Because you typed it, but it's not a clickable link. So I need to... maybe you'll put it in there before I get down there. Brain.fm. Copy. Okay, here we go. Brain.fm. Yep, you typed it there. Google Keep. What's Google Keep? Did I miss reading that? All right. Let's first of all change the right computer screen here. All right. So let's go to brain.fm. Vinny mentioned Google Keep as well, eh? Oh, functional music to improve focus in 15 minutes. Okay. Try 5 free sessions. Okay, so this is the sound that you listen to. Yeah, I've tried this to help my sleep. All right, I'm going to check that out. I can't play it here just because I've got a copyright strike probably. Oh, okay, Google Keep. Let's check that out too. Google Keep, keep.google. Dark theme is in here. Now, look at that. Google Keep. So I told you I've been using G Suite and really liking it. All right, Google Keep. This now I have been enjoying. Remember, I've been pronouncing it Workona, but I realize it's Workona. Workona something. Remember, where you have these different workspaces here for notes. This is what I've been doing after live streams now. On Google Drive, I will post, let's see, is this one that I did here? This shows the information. Yeah, I've been saving the chat log. So I take a screenshot of the stream that it is and how many people watched and the time, and then I keep the chat log. I just paste it there so I have things to refer to. But you'll notice that I got to that by going to Workona. And so we have these files, these spaces here. So I have been working on that. But Google Keep, I'm going to check that out because I like Google stuff as well, especially if it keeps things all together. And I'm already paying for it, so that Yeah, so Allison, you said cool, so I don't know if you're saying cool for Google Keep or work on a, but check it out. Work on a workona.com, and you basically keep saving your desktop space up here. So, for instance, oh, and you can create lists you can check off too. Okay, I'm going to check that out, Vinny. But anyways, yeah. So Allison, I can see if I separate this tab by itself and go to notice here's basic Joomla maintenance money 117. Here's all my tabs that I had open and things that we visited. And if I go open all, it automatically returns my desktop to all of the tabs that I had open when I was working. So there's I put a goat picture on there. And we looked at JMG Advent Calendar that day. We did some Googling to show how basic Joomla tutorials, the giveaways comes up. Yeah, so that's really cool for opening things. And this is a project that someone was just working on that shared with us, yes. And then we looked at Draw.io, which was great for making diagrams and that. But anyways, it's really neat to go back to desk spaces that you've used over and over again. The current tabs, what I did was this, Allison, I opened up a new tab, and then I actually grabbed that new tab and separated it on its own. So then this way, when I open up this new tab here, I can go to, so this time we'll do this. Oh, I didn't add anything to there. Okay, so when I open all, so this is just its own instance of Chrome Windows. So I just get the 4 tabs here. So that's all I'm working on there. And then I can just close those and whoops, the daisy here. Oh, don't close that. Oh no, I closed too many things there now. Oh boy. Yeah, I had the mega tabs going there too. Let's see, let's open up a new window here. Okay, that up over here on this page here. Okay. Yeah, so it is neat. I like it. Again, interesting thing is that I find is that these management tools work the best if you're already a disciplined managed person. So I know I keep wishing I'd come out with a tool, and work on it actually has accelerated it for me. But I just keep waiting for that magical tool that will come out where someday I will just subscribe to it, create an account, and all of a sudden I have super organizing abilities within me. So the struggle is always going to be there, but I guess it's like golf clubs. You got to find one that's the right length. You've got to find one that's the right length so that you can swing well. Google Keep. So Vinny, when he got rid of Microsoft Office, needed a OneNote OneNote replacement. Allison, you also have the mega tabs going. Yeah. Last night I had so many tabs open on the computer, and Chrome had been open for much of the day that the computer was slow. I had to wait for them all to close. Hey, pro tip, I had a client 2 days ago who called me and said they could not access the email, one of their emails in the hosting that I provide. And so we looked at it. I was on the phone with them, and then I ended up doing a remote access to the computer. Could not find out why, but I noticed that they were using Outlook on the Windows 10 machine. All of the folder synchronization would not work. And they had not received any mail since like December the 18th on that particular computer. So I after a long time, I said to them, do you, when's the last time, has this been running for a long time? Do you leave this on? Yes. And so the computer had been going for who knows how long, but Outlook had been open literally for 3 or 4 weeks. They just leave it running there. And so I said, well, let's close it and restart it. Closed it and restarted it. All the mail came in. So the problem was just something had happened in Outlook, because they could get mail through other things, but they literally just needed to close Outlook and restart it again. I mean, who would have thought? Of course, now I know to ask that. But usually we just think, oh yeah, okay, so Outlook, they opened it, they're not getting mail. What's the problem on the server? But it's actually Outlook running like forever. And Allison, you shut down every night. I reboot. I actually shut down last night, but nights before I live stream, I definitely don't usually do that because I want to have the computer fresh and not syncing Dropbox stuff. Ivor, how many monitors do I have? I have 2 monitors, a left and a right. Sorry. 2 22.5-inch monitors. I think I mentioned this before. I would like to get a new computer. I haven't had a new computer in 4 or 5 years. Well, actually probably 6 or 7 years now. And I want to go with a 4K television on my desk so that I can have 4 1920 by 1080 screens running on that. And then I'll have a couple of other screens because you can't play video games on a 4K TV off your computer unless you have a super crazy video output. But anyways, that's something that I'm going to move to. Vinny, I think, has 4. Let's see. Here's Ivor coming through. Another big tip. B-bomb. Top 10 OneNote alternatives. Okay. Evernote. Yep. Simple Note. Laverna, and then there should be a Shirley. Google Keep. There you go. Zoho. Bear. Elephant. Turtle. Keep It. Syntonotes. Yeah, okay. Well, I'm going to check out Google Keep because when Google takes over, I think I just might as well have everything already on there so they don't have to worry about aggregating all my other accounts. And it syncs with your devices. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Vinny's got 3 screens and a laptop and a tablet. Yeah, Vinny, I like Google just because it works. It syncs well. Like I said, I'm using G Suite. It's taken me a little bit of a learning curve to try to get used to that. But it's just a navigating thing. And okay. Notion. Let's see, it's not on here. Notion. What's that? Notion. Let's search for Notion. Okay, Notion.so. All-in-one workspace. Notes, docs, knowledge base. Okay. Tasks and projects, databases. Yeah. The trick is with see, and that's the thing is, it's nice to have notes, but then how many different places can you have docs? I've got my OneDrive, and then I also have G Suite, my Google Drive now. I got Dropbox. So, but the whole thing is, just like I said about golf clubs, you got to find one that the right fit so you can swing well. Oh, you can't see my screen. Whoops. There we go. Notion.so. There we go. Yes. Yeah, I need to pick one and go with it. Yeah, like I said, G Suite I'm really enjoying because it handles the mail from my cybersalt.com domain, so only that stuff goes there. I did find out that in setting up G Suite, I broke the email setup for sending out stuff from WHMCH, which does invoicing for my hosting and that, so I've fixed that. Google not good. What's that mean, Vinny? Google is great. They're listening. Google, please pay no attention to what Vinny just said. Have mercy on him. Okay. Yes. I'm not with Vinny, Google. I'll read about. Okay. I like Google because we can't see your screen. I pay for. Oh, you pay for Google Drive and keep stuff there. Oh, Oh, okay. You pay for Good Drive, Google Drive. Okay, I got you. Yes. Oh my goodness, saying that Google's not good. Yeah. The word good, not Google. Alrighty. Well, anything else, everybody? Anything? I hope that you have great 2020. Check the time here. I need to begin to mosey along. Our 5-year-old granddaughter, who I mentioned was here with us for the last couple of nights, we're taking her back to her parents' place. I'm going to sit around a fire in their backyard and have some New Year's Day time together. Tom, regarding getting more business clients, have I considered changing the text on the home page? Are you talking about basicjoomla.com or cybersalt.com? Because both suck. I have. I need to use my web pages more to my advantage. Here, Basic Joomla. This is more of a lead thing for me. Yeah, you're talking about cybersalt.com. Yes, I do. It's pathetic. When you have a web page and you look at it and you realize, hey, there's no wonder people aren't hiring me. I got this up here in that video because I needed something. But yes, I definitely do need to improve this. I have some other things in the background to publish, and I have no doubt it's not the best advertising for the services that I provide. But I'm aware of that. Thanks, Tom. I appreciate that. I appreciate that help, that offer. Yes, the word website mentions once, no build, make, or develop. Yeah. No, and even then up in here till I just recently started adding services so people can see. And mostly I wanted to have that on there because I do have leads. I want to send them to the information. But as far as cold leads go and people coming to the page and checking out, it needs lots there. Allison said, see you in a couple of weeks. So Allison, I figured that you were going to be in Spain. So yes, I am looking forward to that. Yeah, the title of the page is home. It's all that terrible stuff. Probably the same thing in Basic Joomla here, eh? Yeah. No, I need to definitely need to tackle that. This is I would like to say that this is the same as the mechanic who drives a crappy car because he's working on everyone else's. The fact is, I do have work, so that's great. It's not that I have. It's not that all these things are not set up, and I can't wonder what I wonder why I don't have work. I do have, because this was a side hustle for so many years. But I hear you. So Allison, I'm looking forward to meeting you in person in Spain and at the get together. And I'm looking forward to. I know. So Rowan is there, and I know. I guess the whole executive will be there. Carlos Camera is going to be there. I know that. So I just got my registration in yesterday after sorting out flights. And yeah, so this for those of you that are mentioned at the beginning, there's a gathering in southern Spain. So it's like an hour from Gibraltar. I'm hoping maybe to sneak over there. I've got one day after the whole thing ends before I have to go back. But to take a look at Joomla 4, where things are at, where things are going, what's next, and to just talk about a whole bunch of things Joomla. So getting together with a bunch of people for that, and that's going to be exciting. And this is my first time out of North America. Been to Mexico. You mentioned that in the last live stream. Been to Mexico. Went to a bunch of different places in Mexico, handing out those shoe boxes that have gifts for children in them at Christmas time. Although it's not usually Christmas time when you go. But farthest east I've ever been is Montreal, unless Florida is farther east than Montreal. Anyway, so yeah, Vancouver to Newark to Dublin to Malaga. In fact, why don't I just show you where that's going to be here? Malaga, Spain. Here we go. Let's bring up the map. So here's where the airport is. Let's bring up a little bit of satellite here. The airport is here. And scale-wise, we've got 1 kilometer just down in the bottom right. You can't see for that, but so let's scroll out. And yeah, so the airport is there. So 2 kilometers is about from here to there. So we're looking about maybe 30 or 40 kilometers to Marbella, and that's where the thing is. And then check this out. That's what I'm saying over here. I'm considering looking into a day trip to Gibraltar just to say that I've been there. And of course, there's the opening to the Mediterranean. So anyway, so let's, I'm making myself do it because, making myself do it. Why am I making myself do it? Not because I don't want to meet people, love meeting people. Not because I don't want to talk about Joomla. I love talking about Joomla. But it is something new for me. And when the opportunity arose, I thought, traveling by myself to, I don't know. What about the food? And then I started, I just thought, oh my goodness, I need to. And then I realized, I'm 54 years old. There are people half my age who travel all over the world, never think about it. It's just a normal thing. Whatever's going on inside myself, I need to make myself do it. So I finally booked the flight. And the next morning, I woke up and I was like, I can't believe I've booked the flight and now I have to do it. So I'm very much excited about it, but in some of my waking moments, I'm also a bit terrified. Not terrified in the sense that but just like, it's just something new, and for whatever reason, I don't. Anyways, I make myself do it. Yes, Lisbon is just around the bump there, which is where Joomla and Beyond is going to be. Lisbon here, up here, in May, and I actually can't go to Joomla and Beyond in May because my wife and I have a conference that we have to be at here in British Columbia for the refugee work that she's very much involved in and I'm involved in as well. So when that's the other thing too, is like, wow, this is great. When this opportunity, at least I can go and meet a bunch of people there too, because otherwise it would be like a whole extra year before something else comes to go to. And I've really wanted to go to one of these Joomla events. So this will be my big Joomla travel event, as far as I know, for the year. Who knows what else might happen. Yes, it's at the end of May. Anyways, everybody, I got a granddaughter I got to get home. Thank you for joining me today on this first day of a new year. I count this as the first year of a new decade. First day of a new decade. I know some people say, decade doesn't change, so it's actually 11 because there's no year 0 or blah, 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 blah. Hey, the round numbers work for me. I also did mention, I don't know if I mentioned this in the live stream on Monday, but I mentioned to my wife, wouldn't it be interesting if every month, we treated every new month as a new opportunity like we do New Year's. Now, of course, we couldn't party and have the holidays and close down, although maybe some people probably could. But just to, it's whatever, it's the changing of a number that does something for us, or most of us psychologically. It gets our attention, snaps us out of things, gets us looking at what we can do, self-evaluating ourselves, setting some goals, and as long as we don't, here's my last bit of advice for New Year's resolutions. Whatever your New Year's resolution is, don't do it today. And the reason I say that is this. At some point with I think part of people's goals in making a resolution is that if you set out to set something, eventually you reach the point where the stress or the fear, the shame of breaking the string of success will force you to continue on. And if that works for you, then don't take my advice. Do keep your resolution today. But for me, I just noticed that I'm constantly trying to keep ongoing steady streams of things happening. And I keep doing them because I don't want to break the string. And then it becomes a real source and a drain for me. So one of the things I have to do every now and then is just not do something for a break so that I'm free of keeping a streak going. It's just something for myself. So if you're like that, don't keep your resolution today, but then hit it tomorrow and then just live your life. And if that does work for you, don't listen to me. Like many people don't. Just don't listen to me. What works for you? Yes, 10 years is a decade. I agree, Allison. Valerie, you are welcome. Thank you for everything that I've learned from you and, of course, others. Cue some of the good feels coming your way. Let the hugging emoticons flow. Are there? I don't know if let's see. What do we got here? I don't do emoticons very well. That could be another. Oh, in fact, not much. Oh, here I can set the skin tone for my emoticons. But apparently, right now in this window, I cannot. No worries. I will simply smile. Oh man, that didn't even change. It might be the live streaming interface I'm in here. Anyways. All right. Everybody, Happy New Year. I wish and hope for you success. I pray for God's richest blessing on you and on those close to you. And all of the great things that will happen this year, all of the hard things that will happen, that it will turn out well for you, and that we will all be happy and at peace and at rest within ourselves as well. All right, so until the next time, everybody. Oh, and what is the next time? Maintenance Monday something. Next week, Mark DeChevre showing us another custom field session on using Tassos Marinos' new custom field for OpenStreetMap, so that you can build, you can add a custom field to your site so that all of your members will show up on a map where their location is. So that's going to be next Wednesday. I will put a reminder up on YouTube. I've not put it up yet because I didn't want to get it ahead of today's notices. So I am going to add that up early, and because Mark's already asked me to do that. All right, so that's it. I'll quit talking. Everybody, thank you very much. Until the next time,